Hello class. I prepared this video as a supplementary material for your module 7 for the first quarter. In this module, we'll be tackling the 14th and the 15th learning competencies for pre-calculus. The title of this module is a series of variable lessons, episode 2. The episode 1 is actually your sixth module, which is all about, or which is on, which is a review on sequences and series. So I expect that you have studied your module 6 and understood the lessons contained by it. And in this module, I'll be introducing to you a language which mathematicians use to represent sums in a compact manner. Now, you always see this symbol in movies, in books that have something to do with the character being a mathematician, etc. So this letter here, whenever you see that, know that it signifies a sum. That symbol is actually the sigma. It's a Greek letter, and it means sum. So, tuwing makakakita kayo ng ganyan, ibig sabihin may addition na nagaganap. So, this is sigma notation. What you see here, this expression here, is in sigma notation, and it is a language. So, dahil language yan, it's like when you want to learn a specific language, syempre mag-uumpisa ka sa pag-aaral ng kanyang components. So, what do the elements here mean? The first one is, paano nga ba ito basahin? So, we read this expression this way. The summation of f of I from I is equal to, m from a certain number m to n, to another number n, where f of I is a term or a summand. This one is a term or a summand. I is the index of summation. This is the index of summation. M is the lower bound. This number here will be our minimum. N is the upper bound. This is our maximum. And it also means that M and N are both integers. If I want to expand this expression, so this expresses a sum in a compact form, in a compact manner. But we can expand this, and its expanded form is f of m plus f of m plus 1 plus f of m plus 2 plus and so on plus f of n. Meaning, para ma-expand natin itong expression na to, we have to evaluate the expression f of I from m to n. So, from m, susunod sa m is m plus 1, susunod sa m plus 1 is m plus 2, until we reach f of n, until we reach the end. So, that's what this language means. Let's try to expand a summation expressed in sigma notation. For our first illustrative example, our f of I is 3i minus 1. And we're asked to expand this expression. So we see that our minimum value, our m, is 1, while our n is 4. Meaning, we are going to, or we have to, evaluate the expression 3i minus 1 at I is equal to 1 to 4. So we will have the following values. When we evaluate it at 1, so we get the a sub 1, we get the first term, that is 2, because that's 3 times, yung I, papalitan lang natin ng 1, 2, 3, 4. So, pag pinalitan natin ng 1, we get a value of 2. Pag pinalitan natin ng 2, we get 5. Pag 3, 8. And pag 4, we get 11. Thus, the expanded form of the expression. So, how do we read this expression? The summation of the quantity 3i minus 1 from I is equal to 1 to 4. In expanded form, that is 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 11. So I hope you got it. If not yet, we have here our second illustrative example. Again, we are asked to expand a certain expression expressed in sigma notation. So we have here the summation of the expression, the quantity product of negative 1 raised to I, the expression negative 1 raised to I, and the expression, the binomial, the quantity 2i plus 3. So we have here our general expression. And we're going to expand this where our minimum value is negative 2 and our max is 2. To find the terms of this series, we will evaluate this expression, the general expression, at the values of I, negative 2 to 2, that means negative 2 to negative 1 to 0 to 1 and 2. So we will have 5 summands or terms for the expanded series, expanded form. So as you can see here, pinalitan lang natin si si I ng negative 2, and this is negative 1 raised to negative 2 times, also pinalitan natin si I dito ng negative 2. So, 2 times negative 2 plus 3. So, gagawin natin yan hanggang sa makuha natin, marating natin si 2. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Then, ang makukuha natin na values are negative 1, negative 1, 3, negative 5, 7. Then, we will just express join the numbers by writing them as a sum. So we have here the expanded form. Okay? I hope you already understood this part. If not yet, you may try some activities na matahanap ninyo sa bandang dulo nitong ating page. Nitong ating module. What if we do the other way around? What if what's given is the expanded form and want to express it? We're asked to express it in sigma notation, in compact form. So, tingnan natin. Pag kasi ganun yung hinihingi sa atin, the challenge actually is to find the general expression na kapag in-evaluate natin, to find f of I, na kapag in-evaluate natin at I equals m to n, ay ma-generate natin yung terms. So, that is tantamount to finding yung pattern. Siyempre, may pattern yung mga yan. And then, pag nahanap natin yung pattern, kung paano nabubuo yung series, o kung paano na-generate yung terms, we will represent it using a mathematical expression. So, it helps, to do that, it helps to know the following facts. First, you need to affix. So, you've been seeing this multiplier, this factor, since Module 6. Now, it's important na alam nyo itong fact na ito because makakatulong ito para sa part na we want to write a series in sigma notation. So, whenever you see this expression, negative 1 raised to n or negative 1 raised to n plus or minus 1, that means merong alternating signs na magaganap na nangyayari. It also helps to know that if the series is arithmetic, the general expression is obtained using the formula ito. While if it is geometric, ito naman yung ginagamit natin. So, alam nyo ba na patalastas, commercial tayo. Alam nyo ba na this is my favorite formula sa lahat ng formula sa mathematics? Because I can use the expressions here, the elements here, para masulat ko yung complete name. I mean, yung first name ko. So, this is my favorite formula. Share ko lang. Okay. Let me proceed to the next part. But there are times na hindi ganun kadaling hanapin yung pattern ng isang series because it is too complicated or too complex. Pero, syempre, if you really want to do that, to be magaling sa puzzles or sa paghahanap, pag-investigate ng patterns, kailangan mo ng ingenuity. Ito yung sabi nila is, kailangan matinik ka and dapat you have an exceptional number sense. Now, these two things, these two mental powers, ma-achieve mo lang yan through practice. Siyempre, andyan na rin yung kapag gift mo talaga. So, it's important na nagpa-practice tayo na nagsosolve ng mga sequences and series na problems. Especially, ito yung mga paborito ng mga entrance tests na ibigay kapag mathematics na yung pinag-uusapan. So, practice lang tayo. So, what if we are asked to find or write a series in C notation? For example, 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus 19. And we are asked to use 1 as our minimum value. So, use m equals 1. So, we're asked to use 1 as our minimum value. We start at 1, sabi. Now, if you notice, this series falls under arithmetic because merong common difference, which is 4, and our first term is 3. Now, dahil arithmetic yan, then we know what formula to use so that mahanap natin si A sub n. And the formula here is this 1. So, what we're going to do is, we are going to plug in the values of A1 and B to this formula. If we do that, we will have the expression or the equation. A sub n is equal to 3 plus quantity n minus 1 close quantity times 4. Then we simplify or combine like terms here, we will get 4n minus 1. Now this is our f of I. This is the general expression. Now, siya yung ilalagay natin dito sa may part na to. So, yan yung ating f of I. It corresponds to the summons. And because we are given the value 1 para siyang maging ating minimum value, then we just write I is equal to 1 here. And then, since we start at 1 at merong 5 terms yung series, then automatic, our maximum value is 5. I hope it's that's self-explanatory. So we start at 1, we end at 5. So that's it. That's the answer to the item, the question.